Hi everyone, I'm Sagar from LPU. I'm here with the assigned topic baking, process and mechanism. Subject principle of processing and preservation. So, so primer formation and expression of gases. And primarily carbon dioxide, during that processing, formed by yeast, baking soda, baking powder. Steam is also formed by evaporating moisture. So trapping of gases in air cells. So in this stretched gluten proteins for a matrix of air cell which trap gases produced by leavening agents, and poorly leavened bread are often heavy due to lack of trapped air. Because of trapped air, gelatinization of starches, contribution to overall structure methods has starches formed during cooking. So gelatinization begins at approximately 150 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, in the coagulation of protein, contribute it contribute to overall structure of bread as protein coagulate during cooking. Protein coagulation begins at approximately 165 degree Fahrenheit. Oven temperature is critical to proper protein evaporation of some of the water. Weight allowance must be made for hot loss during baking. Melting of shortening, different shortening, melt and release trapped gases as different temperatures. Therefore, proper shortening should be used for each baked products. In this, there is a loss of water takes place because of in the processing, heating, crust formation and browning. Crust is formed when water evaporates from exterior of the dough. Caramelization is responsible for browning effect of bread. Milk, sugar and egg increases browning. So mainly here the milk, sugar and eggs increase the browning. So there are some typical equipments required in baking or ovens that may be a microwave or some other, depends on the industry level or what we are using. They are used as heating chambers for baking, direct heat large kilns, and modern electrical ovens are used in food preparation units. The electrical ovens provide a high degree of precise temperature control and uniform heat. Okay, next, mixing machines. So it is used to mix all breads or cake ingredients together into soft dough or batter. So tins with the various shapes and size used in baking, they create and the resulting baked products in attractive depends on the attractive shapes can create it creates. So icing bags with nozzles. The icing bags hold the icings. They are used in decorating cakes in large variety of ways using nozzles of catchy shapes and widths. They provide a great way of filling small glasses and molds in a sophisticated manner. So baking parchment, it's a cellular-based paper used as non-sticky surface. It is often thin and disposable. Knives. Bakery knives are used for cutting loaves, cakes, and handling pieces of cakes. So next, so I'm going to show this flow diagram of bread making. First, we are selecting our raw materials, then weighing of that raw materials, and after doing that, preparation of raw materials, mixing, fermentation, knockback, dough makeup, proving, baking, cooling, slicing, packing. So I'm discussing on the select raw materials and then so how I'm making a bread. That is the procedure, which involves firstly selection of ingredients. So the basic recipe for bread making should be include wheat flour, yeast for fermentation, salt depends on how much you want to add, and water. If any one of these basic ingredients is missing, the acceptance product cannot be prepared, which means the taste will be different, and if the yeast is not added means fermentation will not happen. So fermentation will not happen means the dough quality will be low. So many reasons will come. So other ingredients are known as optional. For example, fat, sugar, milk and milk product, malt and malt product, oxidants such as ascorbic acid, potassium bromate, surfactants and antimicrobial agents. So after we are selection of ingredients, we are taking a weighing, which means we are checking the weight of the particular items or salt or whatever ingredients we are adding in that. The next, weighing of different ingredients as for formulation. Minor ingredients have to be weighed for precisely. Salt, sugar, oxidizing agents, and yeast are added. The solution form. Yeast is added as a suspension, which is mixed each time before dispensing. Sequence of addition of ingredients also affects the dough characteristics. Generally, shortening and salts are added after the cleanup stage. So next we are that the third steps. That is the preparation of raw materials. So how you gonna prepare the raw materials? First, the flour is generally sieved before using it. Bread primarily for the following: to aerate the flour we are doing, to remove the coarse particles and other impurities, to make flour more homogeneous. So mixing. So mixing of flour and ingredients involves, that is, hydration and blending, dough development, and dough breakdown. The process of mixing begins with the hydration of formula ingredients. During mixing, dough developed in different stages. The mixing time varies with the time of flour, type of mixers, speed of mixing arm, presence of salt, or shortening additives, particle size, as well as damaged starch content of flour. Various stages of mixing are explained below. So first, initial hydration of stage, we are discussing on that. At this stage, ingredients is blended and homogenized. The dough begins to wet and sticky. Okay. Second, pickup stage, we call the pickup stage. At this stage, the hydration of ingredients is advanced and they are aggregated into wet mass. The wet mass is uneven and wet. The gluten begins to develop into the dough system. Okay. In the cleanup stage, further, the mixing develops the gluten network in the dough. The dough becomes extensible and elastic. The gluten network in the dough, it gets elasticination. Extensible fermentation. Fermentation is achieved by yeast. That is, we are discussing on fifth step using Saccharomyces cerevisiae, that is yeast. The yeast dough breaks down the one sugar to carbon dioxide and ethanol. The gas produced during a fermentation leaves the dough into foam. Okay, so which means the gas produced during fermentation leaves the dough into foam. Now back the punching of dough in between, that is the sixth step. Between the fermentation periods, increase gas retaining capacity of the dough. The knockback has the objectives of equalizing dough temperature throughout the mass, reducing the effect of excessive accumulation of carbon dioxide within the dough mass and introduces atmospheric oxygen for the stimulation of activity of that is the yeast activity. So on the seventh step, dough makeup. The function of dough makeup is to transfer the fermented bulk dough into properly sealed and molded dough piece. When baked after proofing, it yields the desired finished product. Okay, so in the eighth step, proving or proofing process usually refers to the dough or testing period during fermentation after molding has been accomplished and molded dough pieces are placed in a bread pans or tins. Okay, ninth step, the baking process. After proofing, the dough is subjected to heat in a baking oven. Baking temperature generally varies depending upon an oven and product type, but it's generally kept in the range of 20 to 250 degrees Celsius. So after baking process, we are going to cool that fruit. Bread should be released from the mold immediately after baking. Otherwise, the moisture trapped between the bread and the surface of the mold will make the product sogginess, technically known as sweating. So after cooling, we are packing, which is ready to pack. Uh, Bread is packed in order to preserve its freshness and to protect it from hazardous external contamination. And for transporting, we can use packaging materials. Okay, some bakery machines or equipments which are commonly used in bakery industry are baking oven, dough mixer used for dough mixing, dough divider for dividing the dough, rounders, molders, conveyor system, bakery proppers, rotary swing, tray baking ovens. These are the some examples of bakery machines which are currently in use. Okay, thank you for listening. So these are the some examples of equipments used in the industry or machines. So the dough mixers, this is bakery oven, dough ball. You can see here dough, how the how dough ball making machine will form dough. So thank you for listening. This mm, Thank you for listening. Have a great day.